plan. Hashtag dumb on a PS5 at a solid 60 FPS. This is not how you doom. I wouldn't have posted this.
Oh, that's so wasteful.
Oi, bruv, this video gave me AIDS. He should consider pursuing a career in video games journalism.
JayTech.
He can't read. He'll adapt. He'll adapt to reading?
JayTech plays like he's got cerebral palsy. Playing Doom like it's Modern Warfare, LMAO. Camping in Doom. What are you doing up there?
Staying away from you.
Mossad, CIA, KGB, no one with any amount of torture could have gotten this gameplay out of me. But he spends all his time on Twitter and YouTube talking about Xbox, but produces gameplay like this? He needs to STFU forever about Xbox and get his skills up. Didn't Doom 2016 run at 60 FPS on the Xbox One and PS4? Pony's clearly been playing over-the-shoulder fake RPG games for way too long now. Oh my god! Stop! Bro, I don't really care how people play games, but this is hilarious. Bro is playing Doom like a tactical shooter. No way I'd ever post this.
That's quite big. Impressive.
JayTech shows more caution and restraint playing Doom than he does when DMing my. You're probably wondering, Frit, this doesn't make any sense. Weren't the anti-woke community just a few years ago fighting against the SJWs for being offended at the mortally challenged joke in Doom Eternal? Now, a few years pass and it's the complete opposite. Doom is woke now? Yeah. And then the same goes for Kingdom Come Deliverance, too. The first one was a bastion of anti-wokeness. And now the sequel is woke. That's how this crowd works. That's how they operate. They have a new measurement of what isn't woke, because as long as the goalpost can be changed whenever they want, anything and everything can be woke. I mean, for the love of God, woke is even more interchangeable than pronouns. Doom, the woke ages. Okay, what are we complaining about this time? Oh God. Let's see, it's a Doom for all slayers. And as we can see here, apparently the game is woke because it lets you toggle every individual difficulty setting. Now, this is the problem with anti-woke grifters. They don't actually play the games they talk about. They're here to engagement farm. They'll put some bait up like this. And, you know, even though it's clearly bait, it still attracts people who legitimately agree with the sentiment. And so he has an army who's just gonna defend him, even though none of what he says makes any goddamn sense. Did you ever play the original Doom? Difficulty settings have existed since the beginning of time for Doom. All they did was now allow you to toggle every individual setting, and I don't see a problem with that. Sometimes I just want to play at normal, but I would like if enemies took a little more damage. Guess what? I can turn that up. Maybe, just maybe, I want to move even faster. I can turn that up. Maybe I want enemies more aggressive. Can turn that up. Being able to curate your own difficulty to this degree for Doom, that's good. That's not bad. Well, that's debatable for some, but it certainly isn't woke. I mean, if difficulty options are woke, then I guess every video game in existence, oh well, almost all of them are woke, except for From Software games. Look, just because they added a mode for, people like Griffin Gaming, it doesn't mean it's woke. I think people forget anti-wokers like to toggle their difficulty settings too, right? I mean, unless now they're against that. I guess that would also mean mods are woke too, since, they allow you to push the game to a higher difficulty or fine tune it more. All I'm seeing here is a more advanced difficulty slider than previous Dooms. That's it, but it's keeping with the tradition of allowing you to switch it. Was that woke back then? I don't know. I really don't understand this crowd these days. The slightest differences in the world are now woke, when woke was supposed to be something that was so apparent we couldn't ignore it, but now we have to look at everything through a goddamn microscope in order to determine if it's okay to buy or not, to the degree that I just cannot take you serious. Well, luckily for us, this original post started getting ratioed into oblivion, and the original author wasn't having any of it, so he started to hide replies that were trashing him. Look at this. Hidden reply. Hidden reply, hidden reply, hidden reply, hidden reply, hidden reply. What a little bitch. Is this your king, anti-wokers? Is this the people you turn to for sage advice? They just seem like a couple of goddamn betas to me. I mean, what's his reasoning? According to him, no jump button, a shield, a parry and game speed slider. Xbox ruined Doom and made it for casuals.
Is this too easy for you?
Yes, of course. That's exactly what happened. Yes, Microsoft made Doom woke and made it for casuals by allowing them to have harder difficulty settings. Very, very, very woke. I mean, and then according to him in this other tweet, accessibility is woke. Well, you heard it right. If you're disabled, you're woke. In a wheelchair, crippled, sorry, you're woke. You should be in pride parades, apparently. Oh my God. The best part is watching anti-wokers try to come and damage control for this, like Endymion.
They're calling Doom woke now. God needs to flood this planet again. Humanity was a mistake.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Endymion here and welcome back to the channel. They and one guy who has no connection to anyone act ma'am knows this person doesn't speak for GG2, and I already publicly stated what this guy is saying is false. Difficulty options are not woke, but continue being a retard, act ma'am, and continue sitting on the fence, looking forward to when you inevitably shift all your opinions on things like you usually do. Also, AZ was right, and yeah, you are still wrong. What are we doing? If you agree exactly with the Actman on this post, why are you going against him? If you and him are on the same page about this fool, why are you using it as an opportunity to try and get a dig at him? I'll tell you why, because this is a sides thing. Endymion sees himself as like the leader of Gamergate 2, alongside Grums. And for him, it's my side versus the other side, and he includes Actman there. And yet, you know what's funny? Between these two, guess who has me blocked? That's right, Endymion. He's the one who has me blocked. Because he's the pushover. He's the pussy. Not Kelly. I can assure you, Kelly is not a pussy. The guy will talk to anyone. I know how people feel about Actman on this channel, but let me tell you, I have a hell of a lot more respect for Kelly than I ever will for someone like Endymion. That is some bottom of the barrel trash content. Like, I mean, just look at his tweet. Difficulty options are not woke, but continue being a retard. Actman. How is he being a retard when he's saying exactly what like, he's basically agreeing with you. He thinks it's stupid that this guy is willing to call that woke. This is what happens. This is what anti-woke content does to the brain. It rots it away. These guys aren't even thinking anymore. Now they're just looking for an argument. Now they're just looking to go against someone, even when they're completely on board with what the other person has said. But whatever, Endymion can pretend like it's just this guy all he wants. No, there was several accounts doing it. For instance,
Gamers, Those Dark Ages looks based as fuck. This is exactly the type of game we've been waiting for.
And here we go.
Gamers, I really don't know why the Doom franchise should feature female characters. But if they're going to be included, at least make them more palatable to the male audience. What do you think? Gamers, about the Dark Ages, just a thought. The Doom franchise will last for many years, as long as it doesn't uglify women or feature troons. Here's a warning sign from Doom the Dark Ages. Yeah, the supposed female character from Doom the Dark Ages is a terrible design. I mean, last I checked, we battled demons in Doom, not troons.
What are you, gay?
Just look at how they shamelessly try to manufacture Outrage. Without it, they are nobody. With it, they think they're the main character. They want all the attention, but none of the negativity. Is this what it's come down to, where, you know, just an average military chick doesn't do it for you? You know, a battle-worn, battle-torn chick who fights is expected to look like a 11 out of 10 model? When has anything in Doom ever looked appealing? It's Doom. It's the most alpha Chad thing possible. Doom Slayer would choose to rip demons apart before he would ever choose to open up a woman's legs. The whole point is to rip and tear, not to appeal to my male stare. Even though what we're looking at doesn't even look unappealing. I mean, I guess you could say the chin could be a tad bit smaller, but I'm really not that picky. She doesn't look like an unfinished character model like Mary Jane, which was basically an unfinished character model. This looks completely presentable and appropriate for its setting, which is the whole point. I didn't even know there was a chick in the game. I didn't bat an eye at her in the trailer. I was too invested in everything else going on screen because, you know, when it comes to Doom, the gameplay is going to take front center stage. But no, I guess we can get hung up on this like 1 second shot of a chick in the trailer because she looks too average, I guess. Just too average, therefore making it woke. Of course, I don't even know a goddamn thing about this chick, but I'll tell you one thing. This I consider an upgrade over the chick we had in Doom 2016. You remember this abomination? Remember when you guys didn't complain back then and consider it woke? But, you know, this other chick in the new game, yeah, step too far. Woke, yeah, no, come on. As we can see her emotion, she looks perfectly fine. How these jackasses actually, you know, gaslight people into thinking this isn't feminine looking enough is insane. Because you know for a fact that if someone that even looked remotely close to this in person approached them, they would come in their pants. You know, at this point, they're just throwing shit at the wall and hoping something sticks and hoping you go with it. But when you don't go along with it, this is what happens. God, these guys are acting like she looks like the Fable chick. She don't look that ugly in the slightest.
You do realize that woman has too much of a mansion, right?
To which, well, I replied to him with, "You don't look like someone that gets enough action to make that call, sorry." To which I was met with a block. I'm sorry, but you take one look at this weirdo. Everyone who liked my tweet was blocked, so he blocked like 900 people within one day. This pussy trying to come in here and really tell us he has high standards in women, and then you look at him, I'm like, bro, you don't look like you even have high standards in your shampoo choice. Mind you, he hasn't tweeted since the ratio, you know? I hope he's okay.
I love all this. This is great. I'm gonna pop out for a little while.
He's not. He might go kill himself.
Gamers, it seems woke is effeminate. I'm really triggered by my take on Doom, the Dark Ages, female protagonist. Every single female character in a game should be a beautiful woman, a 10, and not a weird LGBTQ fantasy. Who's with me?
What? But that's not even the protagonist. She's just a side character that probably shows up for like a total of maybe like 25 minutes. She's not the protagonist. What are they talking about? You see how effective this is? Nearly 1,000 likes. Oh, but it gets even spicier when one of my favorite personal grifters, Juan de la Ros, otherwise known as John of Rice, a legendary grifter, came in to say,
a serving bearded man.
I don't see no men in the room. You? You don't qualify as a man. You don't qualify as a man because your shit's been exposed. Just like Razor Fist, your past came right back to get you. You see, John of Rice here has actually been charged with domestic abuse with a restraining order put on him. Yeah, so you know, it makes sense why he talks about women like that. Oh, but it's even worse. It's even worse. It was also revealed to us that this John fellow, who, by the way, is retweeted by people like Endymion and other content creators, it turns out he had a previous past of being a furry. Now, for obvious reasons, I can't show you some of the images, but he was going around posting a lot of sexually explicit images of Pokemon characters. And when confronted with this, John tried to play it off as if it was all just a joke. You know, it's kind of like being dressed up as a gay cop and going to a gay bar and dancing with gay people, and then your friends find you and you say it's a joke. No, it was not, John. You are legitimately a creep and a wife beater. And here you are, somehow, getting support from idiots online. And people listen to your opinion like it matters on this video game. Your opinion don't mean shit. John thinks games should inherently be Christian and nothing else. John wants to censor your games. John doesn't want to have freedoms for certain people. John is a bad person. I mean, most of these anti-wokers are, if we're being real, but John is specifically a vile person. Jesus, Frit, why is it that all these anti-wokers have like previous felonies and they have mugshots all over the internet? I don't know. So many of them do though, and I don't know why. They are truly a sad, pathetic bunch. They've basically taken a stance that won't ever allow them to enjoy video games ever again. With how much these guys try to rage bait people online, they don't have enough time of the day to be playing video games. And yet, you know, people tune into them like they do. People follow them and support them like they do. But they barely touch any of these games or care about them at all. But I do, and I know you do. So it's about time we start bullying these people away from the hobby because they are disingenuous. They're not good for it. But most importantly, they're bad for your brain. And if it wasn't for me, you may not have even noticed. God, that makes me depressed. If it wasn't for content creators like me, you wouldn't know a lot of these anti-wokers whose posts you probably like were actually, you know, furries who beat their wives and then try to exploit Christianity and your outrage at woke culture for their monetary gain. It's a tale as old as the platform itself. It's never gonna go away because when it comes to stupid people, there's an endless supply. So, you know, try to be your absolute best not to be someone that supplies. What you should do instead is like, comment, and share, and subscribe to my channel if you so choose to, of course. On the road to 100K, let's make it happen. I'll see you in the next video.
Fritongo sucks ass.